Greetings, nerds from Podcast Land, and welcome to another highly anticipated Reroll Podcast. Podcast by gamers for gamers. I'm your illustrious host, Victor Lynn Deuce Logan, aka Kill Moose, aka Papa Black, aka Being the Victor, aka that Negro over there. Alright, guys, you are here to talk about video games and things
Wait, no,
one's here to
no, you can't come up with that and then try to keep, no, what?
We have I didn't introduce you guys yet. You can't talk yet. I didn't introduce you.
Nah, you can't come in with Nero over there and try to just keep moving.
We have Miles, aka the Dark Attacker.
Oh my god. Do I have to explain that whole story?
Yeah, we'll get to it. No, we gotta tell the story.
Well, before the 18th episode.
Yeah, it's the lore of the podcast.
There's no lore. It's some random thing.
Jeff, aka the Lou.
Oh, I get the normal sounding one, don't I?
Yeah. I don't think being called a Lou is really a compliment though.
We have Michael, who was talking before he was introduced.
Everyone was, except for Jeff.
Look, I listen to the rules, damn it.
Yeah, those are the rules of podcasts.
I also go by me one name.
You don't exist until you're introduced. Anyway, what's up, guys? It hasn't been that long since the last podcast, right?
Yeah, surprisingly, it wasn't a half year or 2 or 3 years this time.
It's only been a week.
I mean,
I wanted to check your calendar.
No. Don't tell anyone. No. Only a week.
Okay.
Only a week. Roll with it.
Okay.
You know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, let's
the difference. Probably YouTube, SoundCloud issues with uploading. You know how it goes. Well,
let's just get into it. I mean, Miles, tell the story of the Dark Attacker.
Jesus, so at our high school, the prep. We'll just leave it at that. At our high school, hence known as the prep, where me, Vic, and Jeff went. They have us do this trip for freshman year that you get to go to Camden. So in Camden, you get to do stuff and help out and give back. It's a good opportunity, but then you're in a church at the bottom, just sleeping in a group. I can't remember why, but this one kid was trying to mess with me, and I just got annoyed. So
you're telling the wrong story. That's a different story. The Dark Attacker story is when you were rooming with Pino and you wanted to sleep with the lights on or off or something like that. Or the TV on, I think.
Wait, where was? Okay, I'm remembering this.
You guys were on a French trip, I think. I think you were on a French trip.
No, Pino's
wasn't that the one to Quebec?
No.
It's got to be Quebec because Pino didn't go on that.
It was a trip. I know it was you and Pino. I know that was a fact. You guys were sharing a room.
And I thought that Miles wanted to keep the TV on because that's how he slept.
Yeah, I normally sleep with the TV on.
Yeah, that's what it was. Camden's a different story. That's another.
I think I had the remote, and then Pino came up to take it from me or something, and I just pushed him away and kept the remote, and then he just called me the Dark Attacker or something stupid.
Attacker.
Wait, Miles. When we went to France, I don't remember you doing any of this.
Because at that point, I just started using my iPad or whatever to just watch stuff on that. Also, we're in France, I can do that. I just went to sleep.
I was gonna say, we also went to bed ridiculously early every night.
Because we had to get up, because those bus trips were so long.
You don't understand, Miles. Those bus trips were the trip.
It was actually really cool getting to go to Saint Michel and places like that on the anniversary of D-Day.
Oh yeah. We did go to.
We saw people parachuting in. It was really cool.
Oh yeah, no, that was interesting. But you have to admit, Miles, we spent most of our trip on that bus.
Yeah, I felt bad for the kids that came for the war aspect. There wasn't much of that. There was a lot of churches and cathedral stuff, which I was all about. So we
did get to see a few war museums. I know I did when I went out. Although all I can remember is when we were having to bike in Brayat and we had to do all those like scavenger hunt things, and it looked like no one else did them.
Yeah, because no one else even tried. Like the thing is, like I just went to we got some of them, and I went to hostess and just started asking her in French, like, where are some of these things? And she was like that's the thing. And people say, oh, French people are so mean. If you try to force them to speak English, I'm pretty sure if someone came over here and tried to force you to speak Spanish or something, you'd be kind of like, okay. if you try to like learn. If you like try French, a lot of them are pretty nice with you. Like most people I met were nice, but I could speak French somewhat, so like they would try to help me.
Polite. And yeah, like I think our group and like one other group were the only ones who actually did like the whole like scavenger hunt thing.
Yeah, people definitely gave up.
All I know is I remember my leg freaking cramping up like all the way at the end, and I had to do like an awkward bicycle limp towards the finish line.
I remember different points we definitely had to stop. I remember that.
I remember I had to do the bicycle limp, and also my chain fell off my bike, and I had to go repair that.
I forgot. I completely forgot.
Like I went through it, and like, oh no! And then my freaking chain falls off, and I'm like, well, this day can't get any more worse. It was an interesting and enjoyable trip. That's all I can really say.
Wait, where was I during this trip? Which year was this?
This was like
junior year.
We went to France for.
This one I went to Disney World.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I think I went to Disney World. You guys learned about France while I went on rides.
Yeah, it was. I know it was me, Jeff, and Mike Welsh. I remember who else. I remember Jeff was excited about Duke Nukem. No, both of you were excited about Duke Nukem Forever.
I remember that. You guys were so excited for Duke Nukem. I was like, who the hell is Duke Nukem?
We were utterly betrayed. I still have that bust of disappointment. Look, actually, real talk here. I'm going to say this. Duke Nukem Forever was a really disappointing game, but the stuff that came with the collector's edition were surprisingly cool. Like, that bust is still neat, regardless of how bad the game sucked. Like, it came with, like, a little comic book. It had, like, poker chips and a tiny deck of playing cards. Like, they actually gave you some cool stuff for your collector's editions. And it makes me wonder, why aren't there more cool collector's editions? Like, we need stuff like that, because most collector's editions usually come in this format. Here's an art book, here's a soundtrack, here's some in-game DLC, go fuck yourself, spend $100 more. That's collector's editions.
So, what makes the game so bad? Like, I don't remember why it was so bad. Like, I remember it being bad, but like, why?
A huge problem with it was because it was in massive developmental hell, and it kept getting passed off from developer to developer without any real, like, reason or rhyme. And as a result, what happened over time was that it kept picking up game mechanics from other games that were popular at the time. So, but the problem is it didn't really play on them too well. So it just kind of became this awkward shooter that just borrowed mechanics from a bunch of other games, had way too many dumb gimmicks, and a lot of really dated dumb lines that probably came back from the early 2000s, pretty much. So it just became like, so the character just became awful, dated. Like, the humor was really not as much there. A lot of the levels were just annoying to traverse through and deal with, and combat just didn't feel good. And you got to keep in mind, there's also a lot of unnecessary hype for the game as well that got put in. I mean, for the longest time, Duke Nukem Forever was a game that people thought was just never going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gearbox just like took the reins and tried to actually put out a product. And all I can say is, it's Gearbox, man.
Well, I took the reins. You mean pass it off to like 10 other studios and pretend like, oh, we don't know what happened.
well, let's not get about aliens about this.
I was about to say, aliens.
Oh, aliens, what a shit show.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's interesting that just Gearbox tends to just try to put some form of controversy for everything else, like in just more recent era, and by that I mean just for the last decade or so. There's always been some strange controversy with what they've been doing. It's an interesting dev. Actually, an old roommate of mine when I was in college actually got hired to work for Gearbox, and he pretty much just told me, no, I'm just here so I can have that name on my resume. He showed like no actual excitement that it was Gearbox, and more excitement for it's a AAA dev. We can just kind of stick that on there so I can get a real job later.
Wow.
I mean,
man, that's crazy.
Man, I mean, that's what you got, man.
I just wondered, like, how they, like, what kept them afloat, like, money-wise. I guess probably, like,
I was gonna say, like,
Borderlands and stuff like that. So here's the thing, like, Borderlands 2, like, Sega's pissed off at Gearbox because they licensed Aliens, Colonial Marines to them. But turns out a lot of money went to that, they put into Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
So, like, stuff like that.
Actually, did you hear the thing about Aliens Colonial Marines, about how there was actually a typo in the AI?
Yes, I saw that a recent thing came out.
Yeah, it was really strange. Like, apparently there was just like one small little typo in like the AI coding, and when someone actually bothered like changing and fixing, I think it was like they spelled tether wrong.
It was a reference. So
yeah,
because in coding you have objects and you have to reference that object.
Yeah, and once they actually like fixed the typo, the aliens played out like the game improved vastly. As a result, like the aliens actually felt threatening, and you could actually fight them instead of them just awkwardly waddling
They
around.
literally are missing. It's it's literally missing like a whole like class file because it was named improperly.
Yeah, effectively, it just lobotomized their AI and just made them awkward. But doing this, like, you're actually like, I'm not going to say the game is completely saved, but it's way better to play it like that than
it's less broken that way.
It's a good lesson in coding how like you can try to call something and you make one mistake, like you will not call that class. So like you're just going to ruin the whole thing.
I mean, it's a lesson of just like actual QA in your development.
Also,
like
proper debugging.
Yeah, like there's no QA, no debug. It's just a rushed product by a third party being forced for another company. This is why you got to be careful with outsourcing.
Don't forget your semicolons.
Oh God, no! Please, it's semicolons, curly braces, brackets. Always double check. You'd be surprised at how many code like instances just don't run because you forgot literally one punctuation.
That's usually the answer. Like 9 times out of 10, I didn't punctuate properly.
No, but sometimes in coding you get this weird thing where like everything in the code looks fine, it doesn't run, and then you do like a dumb thing like you say X equals X, and then everything works like magic. Programming is like a weird voodoo that sometimes you just need to pray to your gods and make the bizarre sacrifice, and then it'll work.
Yeah,
it's a run.
House of Cards.
Yeah.
But in terms of games, Miles, you've been you're famous now with your early access.
I'm not famous.
You're big time. I don't know why you're still on this podcast.
One early access game is not like, hey, you're a big shot. Now I was like, okay, so what is
codes,
a review code single. Okay,
they all start somewhere, Miles. All right.
How's Mario Maker 2, Miles?
Yeah, man, it's good. Worse than the last game, though. You should just play that one instead.
How's Mario Maker 2 worse than Mario Maker 1?
I don't know. They somehow messed it up.
It gets them the views. Everyone's hyped for it, and it gets them the views if he says that it's bad.
Oh my God.
No, it's because you don't got that sweet bonus draw pad to draw your levels out, clearly.
All right, but like, what Victor's referencing is, I've mostly been playing Team Sonic Racing a lot. Like, for the past week, that's what I've been doing.
Like team racing.
Okay, Sega was nice enough to send me a review code. I was like, people ask me like, how did you get this? Some people say, oh, he's got connections. I have no connections. That's not a thing. Like, literally, I was just on my phone chilling out. I see an email. Oh, Team Sonic Racing. Oh, what's this about? Hello, we would like to send you a review code. Are you interested? And I was like, oh. I got super excited and immediately replied.
Miles, we know your cousin's name is John Sega.
The inventor of Sega.
But yeah, that's an awesome experience. Like, so how was the actual game?
I still like it. Very early on, definitely in the honeymoon phase, like everything seemed good and cool, but as you play, you figure out what's kind of messed up about it. So I think the game at its core is good. I like that it builds on Racing Transformed. If you played that game, you're used to how to speed up in that game and things. You can do really well. Okay. The issue I have with the game right now is the items are a little too dominating. Like, one of the best parts about Transformed is the items they're okay, but a lot of times if you're good enough, you can just, you can avoid them. Like, every single item, any item that tracks you can boost to dodge it. You can like dodge a lot of stuff. Like, bees is like the hardest one, but even then it's not that bad. In this game, it's just like, okay, so Eagle, which is like a red shell, or a drone and Transformed at least. So you can get caught by Eagle, and there's no way to dodge that unless you're a speed type. But Eagle's also sometimes bad; he just runs into walls and shit. But like, if you're a speed type, they have the Transform thing where by doing one of their boosts, like you have to do a command boost, like a drift or a flip, it puts out a shockwave that'll destroy an item that gets hit by that. That's super situational, but it has saved me sometimes. But it's very, very situational. Like, later on, probably good enough you can do that on command. That's a nice thing about speed. But then there's an item like Quake. which is like bees, but worse, because Quake always spawns the same amount, even if the track is smaller, you still get the same amount of pillars from Quake. So you have to dodge those, and it's just like, basically to dodge Quake, once you get to it, you have to let go of acceleration, because when you let go of acceleration in the game, your control of your car goes up a lot. So when you let go of acceleration, you're still moving, but you now can like do very much tighter turns to get through things. Basically, all the cars are rear-wheel drive, in essence. So you let go of acceleration, and you can like get through this stuff really easily and then keep going. Except if it's so tiny, you're going to get hit by it. You can't avoid it. Then there's lightning. Lightning sucks, because lightning will like... So the thing about Quake and lightning is the further the distance between you and the first person, the higher chance you're going to get hit by it. Like, it's going to give someone one of those. So like, when it was like launch nights, and I've played for like 3 days, or 3 or 4 days compared to everyone else who just got it, I'm cruising ahead of everyone. And like, I'm getting like 2 Quakes and a lightning at one time. Then here's another Quake and another lightning. And it's like, you know, it's kind of rough to deal with, because like, I've seen people in 2nd or 3rd place get Quake, because it's not the placement you are, it's the distance between you and the first person.
That might be better, right?
It's technically better, but it's also annoying as a first person, because a bunch of people are going to get Quakes and lightnings. Like, the amount you're going to see is going to go up, because it's not like the last person's going to get it. No, the guy in 6 can get it, because you're so far ahead of him.
The thing I liked about...
Which means that strategically, you almost need to, like, not be too far
that's also bad. Because the thing about it is, when you get hit by an item, you get stopped a lot. Like, when you get hit by an item, you lose all your momentum. It's not like you slow down, you get stopped. The reason they do is because in team mode, you get hit by an item, your team, like, rings appear, and your team come through and boost you up. But, even in team mode, if you're in first place and your teammates aren't anywhere near you, that's not going to matter. They won't catch up to you in time. But if you're not in team mode, you're just going to get stopped. And, like, there comes chances where you can get hit by an item, you're done. You can't, like, it's very hard to come back unless you also hit them with an item. Because it stops you to that extent. And like, the issue is with Quake and Lightning is, like, first place has the advantage on Quake is that you're alone. You can slow down and drive around this stuff and keep going. The next person might have someone next to them. Quake's still there. So, they might get pushed into it by someone else. So they can still get hit by that. It's not like Blue Shell that's just going to hit first. Like, it can affect first, but it affects other people too. And Lightning just hits everyone, like, flat out. But what I've noticed with Lightning, it seems like first place gets stunned longer. Like, Lightning stuns, like, I've only just gotten hit with Lightning in first, and you get stuck for a very long time. Like, it's better, you're better off getting hit by a Quake to invuln the Lightning, and you'll start going faster than letting Lightning hit you. I feel like it might even be better to run off the course than get hit by Lightning. And I'm not joking. See, here's the thing. When you get hit in that game, you lose all your rings, and rings affect top speed. Like, you lose all of them. You don't hold any. Which, it'd be nice to have a bottom limit, so that doesn't happen. Yeah. But yeah, you lose all of them. But the thing is, if you go off the course, you lose none. So if Lightning's about to hit you, you could literally just run off the course, dodge Lightning, and keep going. Like, I'm literally about to start doing that, because it seems like that's the way to beat Lightning. Because, like, only way to beat it, you need Team Super. If you're doing single player, your single races, you're not going to have that. Or you need Ghost. You will never get that in first place. Ever. First, you're going to get Cube, Rocket. That's it. Or, if you're speed, you'll get Burst, which is even worse. Because, like, Cube and Rocket, at least you can throw ahead of yourself to hit a Quake wall and open a path. Can't do shit with Burst. That's fire behind you. That's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then it's like... what are you going to say?
No, finish your thought. Go ahead.
No, you can go, because my thought is different.
Okay, so I was going to say, how does it compare to the last game where the mentality was more around, like items were more assisting you, but you could win without them. Like, it was more skill based as opposed to like Mario Kart, where like items are kind of a crutch.
Yeah,
like, is it more like Mario
items?
Kart?
Yeah, it feels like it's not as far as Mario Kart, but it's definitely more Mario Kart like. Yeah. Where like
because items balance the game in Mario Kart as opposed to everything else, like which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, because like if you're really good at the game, then items are annoying because like they're just going to hinder you. But if you can't keep up with people, items are good because now you can compete.
Okay.
But it's like, as someone who plays the game a lot, they're kind of annoying to me. Some of them I don't mind. Like Rocket is fine. Like a lot of them are fine. It's just like, to me, the big ones are Quake and Lightning. Because like literally, there's a time in a race where I'm winning. I'm winning the whole race. Here comes a Quake. It's like, okay, I can just dodge this Quake real fast. But it's like spawned in a spot where it's really hard to dodge. Oh, it spawned after a jump, so I couldn't dodge it. Guy in second place had a ghost, so he can just go straight through it. I lose. Like, I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. He had ghost. Quake got spawned. I'm in first. It's not going to ever give me ghost, so I can't do anything about this.
Man. So it seems, but it's for the better though, right? I mean, the game overall seems better, right? I would assume.
See, my thing is, if you just want to just race, do a bunch of tricks and stuff, and like items won't matter as much, Transformed is probably going to be leaning more for you. But if you don't mind them, and you don't mind, because like I think the mechanics of the game is better, physics are better. I like the characters better because I care more about Sonic characters than just Sega characters. But like I've seen people who prefer Transformed because of the Sega characters. They don't really care about the Sonic characters. But like I only bought Transformed because it was Sonic. Even though I ended up playing Danica later, I got into the game because of Sonic. So a game all about Sonic characters and having Blaze finally playable since the first time since like Rush Adventure. So like, yeah, I'm gonna play this game. Besides, she was probably playing parts of 06, but we don't talk about that game.
Now, do you think the game's gonna be? It's like, do you think anyone could be broken like that one guy we played with, who played as Aegis?
Yeah, well, see, I get why, I get how Cal does that because in this game I've been doing that to people. Like, not like how Cal just starts at the black on purpose and just beats everyone because he's that good. We'll literally just slow down because he's that good. But it's like I see now how you do that. You just maximize and optimize every part of the course. This game still has that. Like most courses, you can do time trial. Like I'm very good at a lot of them because I just tried the time trials because I never bothered before. But in this game, they're a lot of fun. So like I know routes on every single course of what I want to do on different spots to like maximize speed. And as I'm going, I just look at the map and there's just a giant gap between me and the next person because I'm just cruising.
Okay.
So like the game still has that. The items in this game are more aggressive to combat that, which I kind of don't like, but it's still there.
One thing I did like actually, what made me into it, I watched you play once, and you like kind of spun out of the map, and I was happy to see the jank was still there a little bit. You hit a ramp and like you like spun and hit. Out of the map somehow.
Yeah, on like the I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the ice volcano one. Like if you, because what I do, so in that game people don't know. One of the big ways to get speed is when you do a flip in the air. So it's like a flip and just go directional instead of forward and back. Forward and back, you stay in the same spot. But directional, your character's momentum shifts side to side. That's so you can actually dodge things. So the way this works in this game and in Transformed, if you drift, your character's side is now facing forward. So if you do a drift into a ramp and then do a front flip, not front flip. So let's say you drifted to the, like your left side is facing forward. So you do a left flip, you're now propelling yourself forward. So by doing diagonal flips, you cut time, and that's one of the major ways you speed up past people in that game.
Oh, okay.
So on that course, there's like a bounce pad, and you can do it on that. I've done it. But sometimes you hit it, and like for some reason, it just flips you upside down, and the camera freaks out.
Yeah.
And like I've had it sometimes where I've actually landed after that, and other times where I've gone off the course. So
it was pretty funny to watch. But all right, that game seems dope. I'm excited to get it. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but soon. How about you, Jeff? What you been up to?
Mostly just playing some of the old stuff that I used to play before. Hearthstone recently came out with its new expansion, and I've been playing through the adventure in that, and I've been enjoying it quite well. It's been throwing a few new twists along how you progress. They've been kind of following the format of like the system that they've been doing for some of the more recent updates, which is sort of a like roguelike-ish card game where you're fighting with a like a slowly developing deck pool that you kind of like adjust and get like unique passives and stuff, which is quite enjoyable in my mind. Also gave Rage 2 a try.
Oh, you did. I think you told me about that. Yeah.
Don't try Rage 2. It's really,
that's what I heard.
really mediocre. Like, it is not the polish level of a AAA studio. It was developed by Avalanche, who lately seem to have been dropping the ball with their releases. Just Cause 4 got massively panned, and this one is just kind of hitting that of just a mixed review. And as someone who's played a good bit of it, well, at least not like a huge bit, but at least a few hours, I'm not going to call it a bad game, but it's just not a great game. It's literally just a game.
Yeah.
The beginning of the game has really long, dry exposition. Do you want to sit for like 5 minutes while a fucking hologram just like yerks out the whole plot for you? Because that happens, and it's boring and dull and sad. and I don't want that to have again. It tells you the whole plot effectively, and after that you're free to go. But you have to do a lot of shit build up to actually make it to that point, and it's just like it kind of saps your desire to do so, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That said, though, the combat is okay, but it's like a lot of really close range combat. The shotgun is fun. I will give it that. It's fun to use. Like the pistol is kind of okay, and the assault rifle is just, it feels like I'm throwing peas at somebody. Like I've just got a handful of frozen peas. It like kills them, but I just don't feel any
assault rifle. Ugh.
Plinky assault rifles where they just kind of throw it in as an afterthought. And the big problem with this is like a lot of the game is like it seems to have, like, there are some faraway things. It seems to have more emphasis on close combat. Honestly, for a good period of time before I was having a shotgun, I wasn't even using my guns. I just kind of went up to people and just meleeed them because it felt like I was actually doing damage. Like, you shouldn't have that feeling when you're playing a game where your own fists feel more strong. A huge problem too is that this game's trying to, like, I don't know. It tries to augment it by adding like special powers to your character. Like you have the like these enhancements, like you can get upgrades. They put them all on really awkward and long cooldowns so that they're not as fun to use. Like an ability that's effectively just a melee blast, you have to like wait a few seconds every time you do it. And it's just like, well, what's the fucking point then?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be surrounded by 5 guys. If I can blast one of them, oh, okay, sure. Like the one feature has can break off armor, but at that point, I don't know, just shoot them.
Yeah, I heard that you would get a lot of abilities, and sometimes it's better to just shoot them. Like I have this grenade that like lifts people in the air in stasis or whatever, but I'd rather just kill them. Like why?
Yeah, it's like some of them are like weird gimmicky things that just don't feel like you're as effective. Double jump's nice. It does you can get a double jump, and that's kind of neat. Well, I don't know why the car talks, and it makes me uncomfortable. Also, some of the animations themselves are like the mouth really doesn't match up with the actual lines they're speaking, or the textures are just not good. Have you ever seen graffiti float 3 feet off the wall? And it's not graffiti, it's actual supposed to be graffiti textures. I thought it was trying to do the hollow effect, like, oh, it's space graffiti, so it floats. And then I look at the next piece of graffiti and it's actually on the wall where it's supposed to be, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
It's not. One thing I will say though, it does have a nice variety of vehicles. There actually are, and you can just, once you're actually like get to one of like the main town areas, you can pretty much just grab any vehicle and just drive it over there, and then save it as your own, and then call them out whenever you're out. Costs a bit of money, but hey, you can just pull up a tank or something. That's kind of neat.
How's that boomerang thingy?
The wing stick.
The wing stick.
It's fun when you can get the actual hits in. It's disappointing when you flop and miss and it just kind of goes off in a quarter, and I'm just like, oh, there goes my stick. my shiny.
That was the only fun part of the first one. Was the wing stick.
Yeah, the wing sticks were great in the first one, and they're still kind of all right in this one. They're just, again, they're wing sticks. They're kind of like just death boomerangs. You got to throw them in and hope that they come back to you. But if they don't, it's kind of sad. But it's, I don't know. The only real thing I could really say about Rage 2 is if you really, really wanted to play this, is wait for it to go on sale, and not like half off, like $10. Mm-hmm. And even then, you might still want to reconsider getting a nice sandwich, because man, a sandwich at the very least satisfies you. Okay, I might have been a little too hard on the game with that one.
I don't know. I've heard very similar things. It's like it's very like it's not bad. It's just not good.
Yeah. Like I would say Rage 2 is just mediocre. I probably will keep playing it, but it's not going to be like I have to play this no matter what. Yeah, I definitely don't mind this. I mean, otherwise, I've been going back to some of my other games. Vermintide 2 had a little update because skulls for the skull throne and blood for the blood god, so the whole area is full of skulls again, and there's a new portrait you can get for your like little character frame thing. Look, man, I like me some skulls, and I got no qualms with just making myself just like atop the layer of fucking Skull King. Seriously, just it is just Skull City. I recommend you launch the game and take a look for yourself, because it is.
Yeah, maybe
it is bloody. But I mean, aside from that and those games, I'm just trying to think here. I don't really think I've been playing too much of anything else lately. It's mostly just kind of that lull period before any other like good major releases, I should say.
Yeah, well, there's 2 big ones. Well, the Bloodstain comes out in like a couple weeks, and then you have Mario Maker 2.
I'm super
Yeah.
excited for Bloodstain.
Yeah, I'm getting both of them like right when they come out.
I backed the games. I've been playing I backed it, but I haven't played Castlevania before. But I played the one they released on the Switch, the download one.
Mm-hmm.
I beat like every single campaign of that, and I played all the demos of Bloodstain. I'm so excited for that game.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
I mean,
personally, really good.
Personally, I'm curious at how Mario Maker 2 is going to fare out, because while I will say one thing about the Wii U being not as good of a console for like the whole mainstream stuff, that having that kind of gamepad to assist you with the building portion of it was rather nice.
I mean, you can still do that in Mario Maker 2. The Switch is still touchscreen.
Yeah. You can still use but you can't like have it like in parallel. That's the only.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's going to be a pain for streamers when they want to undock it. Oh no.
Yeah,
like most streamers just won't. Well, most people who are trying to stream the game are going to be playing it, like playing maps rather than making them.
Yeah, that is the thing when it comes down to it. There's definitely going to be a lot more like community showcasing to see like weird stuff or just dumb stuff that they've.
Well, the one channel I watch, they actually do a community build. They do make a Mario Maker, so you tell them what you want in it via chat, and then they'll put it in.
I mean, that's kind of neat too.
Yeah, it's kind of fun too.
I remember seeing some streams before where someone would like they would get requested, they would just draw dumb stuff, and he was drawing it in Mario Paint.
Oh my god,
it was beautiful, and I mean, the guy also did what was one of the best things I had seen in a long time, which was he put on a Bob Ross video and then tried to replicate what Bob Ross was doing in Mario Paint. And they actually turned out not too bad. At one point, we tried that idea too, using Microsoft Paint, and I've made some bizarre masterpieces. I'd like to say that right now.
Is that what you and Ryder do every day?
No, we don't fucking just watch Bob Ross and paint in Mario Paint.
All right, whatever you say, man.
If anything, we're more likely to play mini golf.
we do play mini golf.
Yeah, I mean, if that's that's the one other. That's like, if I have to close on what games to play, I've been playing mini golf.
We should just get golf with your friends. I should get that game.
I have golf with your friends.
Michael, we should get golf with your
friends. All right, you're lining it up.
It's either golf with your friends or golf it.
I'm gonna wait for golf with your friends to be on sale. I know it's only like $5.
Okay, but when are we all just hitting up that mini golf course in Atlantic City?
I mean,
yeah,
I was gonna say, hey man, if you want, I'll go.
There's that one, and there's no like a pirate one. That's like
that's in Ocean City.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay. Before I finish anything else, you want to hear an interesting story? Ryder and I decided to go out to Wildwood just because it was getting kind of warm out and going over there. But we were just in before the main season stuff, so when we went there, like everything was closed.
Yeah,
it was interesting to see that. It was eerie as fuck. We still went because it was still enjoyable because. It's strange seeing Wildwood mostly empty.
Yeah, that is weird. That's
it is an eerie thought. No tram car, like Maurice.
No watch the tram car, please.
There was no watch. No, you had to watch out for some random. Everyone who was on the tram car line was just on bicycles for some reason. There was people like just on I think rented bicycles or something. I assume they were rented because they all had this weird like blue pastel coloring to them. So I assume they got it from a rental place. And there were a few souvenir shops that were open, and thankfully, the arcades, some of the arcades were still open, and that's what we were really going to go there for anyway.
Okay.
Although we mostly just played coin pushers, skee ball, and one beer pong game that I got cheated out of because I didn't know there was a time limit, and I was trying to because there was two booths, they had they're two side by side, so we could try to do it competitively, and we tried, but I think. We synced it up wrong, so I had to play. So I was waiting for him to set it up, and I turned back and I got 10 seconds up, and I'm just chucking ping pong balls in. I'm like, oh no!
Gotta win something. I want that Rick and Morty.
Look, man, all we got from our haul of things is I got a paddle ball and one of those toy glider kits and some tops.
Yeah, and a Nerf for hunters and wow.
And no, I think Ryder got himself an airhead and a bunch of fucking rings. They were glow-in-the-dark rings. We then proceeded to pretty much just lose them all. We did find one thing that was more interesting. On the way over, we found that there was a retro game / board game shop, in Rio Grande, right before Wildwood. And we actually stopped by over there, and they actually had some pretty cool stuff over there.
Yeah.
They had original Xbox games.
Yeah, there's a store near Chris that has the same thing. It's really awesome.
Yeah, and it was Like how many places have that? I bought. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, I want you to imagine there's a store that it has board games, it has retro video games, right? You know, some just general geek merch. They had some tabletop related stuff. Can you guess what I bought?
Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
I already owned that, so no. Anyone else want to like
a second copy of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness?
God damn it, Vic! No, it wasn't that.
Third
Can you guess what?
A third copy? No.
God damn it. Okay.
Game Boy Micro.
No. Actually, my friend Ryder bought a full set of tabletop dice, some Chessex tabletop dice. So he has, your D20s, your D10s, your D4s, that kind of stuff.
Do you guys have a current game going?
No, but it's more like for the future. If you want to, this I might do something. I'm trying to. We have a game that it's like permanently on ice. That is effectively, it's 3 warlocks. All of them start off in prison, and we all try to tell a story about how we got into prison, and everyone just embellishes and lies on their side of the story. That story will never start, but I will give you a hint of my character. I'm just a lizard that perpetually screams.
You should do a campaign at I Volunteer Miles.
Hold on. How is that a hint of your character? Because that sounds just...
Well, because he's...
How much more depth there is to that character than...
Well, he's like a warlock of chaos, and he has a contract, and one of the contracts is effectively that you get like interesting effects, but you also get downers as well. And one of the downers and effects that can happen is that like your character just perpetually screams the whole day.
Oh gosh.
And you can use that scream as an attack. You're like upper. I mean, one of them is you're just blind up to 10 feet, but you can see invisibility. Like they're interesting and unique, and that's something.
Pretty useful.
But anyway, going back to what I got in the game store, I bought a Jenga set.
What?
We got retro video games, we got board games, we got all sorts of stuff, and I bought Jenga.
So, Mike, what have you been up to?
I have been... I haven't really been doing a whole lot, strangely enough. I started playing a little bit of Mario, because
I don't really like that game.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's all right. No, I understand. Like the combat of the game is a little jank. It's not hard at all.
I didn't give it much of a chance though. I mean, I should have. I liked the demo when I played it on PS4 a couple years ago. But now that I get the game for free, I don't want it.
Yeah, and it came for free. I don't know how many months ago with Humble Bundle, but
a while ago. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. So like, I enjoy the story of it a lot more. I mean, the gameplay isn't bad. It's just nothing like amazing. Like literally every time you run into a new enemy, pause the game, look at his stats, remember his stats, your combo builder, build the combo that just murders the guy, press A until he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just build, and then you just have 4 combos for each, a combo set for each button, and each combo set's for a different enemy type. And then you kill everyone, and then the end.
Mm-hmm. I'm like weird. Like those games. I know they do like try to do action a little bit, but I'd rather either you guys play like Kingdom Hearts or do a character action thing, or just like do regular turn based. Like not because it just feels bad to me. I'd rather just have it turn based. I don't know.
Yeah. I can definitely understand that. I think I have an easier time with it because like I don't play fighting games like at all.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like I can see from your perspective where you're like I don't. Because the combat in it,
like I just got off of Devil May Cry 5, and I'm trying to play these games, and it's like, it's kind of dumbed down.
It's way too simplistic. Meanwhile, I'm coming off of like different visual novels and stuff like that, so I'm like, all right, the gameplay is not like amazing, but like really here for the gameplay. I'm honestly here because I like revenge stories.
Yeah,
that's
I want
sort of
story as well.
Works for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and so far that's been pretty good.
Okay.
More Age of Empires, just because I'm still not good at it. I still don't play a ton, but
who really is?
I know. Well, there's a couple like actual like pros of it, but like still tiny. that, like, every once in a while, I'll play Northgard or Tower Unite with you guys.
Yeah, we've played a ton of Northgard. Northgard is awesome.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I still need to get that game.
Yeah, you'd like it.
Horse paint all the way, man.
To briefly explain Northgard, Northgard is like a cross between Civ and StarCraft, where it's
full real-time strategy.
Yeah, it's real time. It's real time strategy. Yeah, you have your base and your people, and it's a ton of fun doing co-op against the computer. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Northgard's a ton of fun. Usually, it's a game where you're always starving, unless you're like Jeff. You can get randomly screwed, like from your starting position, and you'll just be starving for a while, and you're just asking Papa Jeff for food.
Why does it have to be me every time?
Usually, you have the most food.
It's fun because when I first played that game,
I had the most food.
And I had to play on the Ragnarok map, apparently, and I wasn't told until much later that was like the hardest map because random rock golems that you have to mine out spawn, and if they don't, they just attack your base.
I don't know if I want to play on that mode.
And I played Boar Clan, which was like, okay, so maybe I'll need to get something. So, okay, can you trade with me? You can't trade with Boar Clan. And I was sitting there going, oh. Well,
yeah, you guys screwed me over. Well, you didn't screw me over. The campaign screwed me over because you killed, one time it was the Boar Clan, and you killed the Kobold and killed the Giants, so I had no one to trade with. I wasn't making money. We were a broke Boar Clan. But moving on, things have happened in the world of news and nerddom. So when things happen, it's our job, our duty to talk about them. So, actually,
it's our job and our duty, but only 2 months after they happen.
We've stormed Blood Oaths to.
We gotta ask. We have some questions to ask.
Huh?
Wow, so what do you mean 2 months?
2 months.
Oh yeah, right. 1 week. You're right.
So Michael has given us this question this week. What is unforgivable in the realm of games and such? I think in terms of like business practices and things like that.
Yeah.
What was your example, Mike?
The example that I used to sort of put this up here is something I think everyone finds is the ending for Mass Effect 3. Gated behind DLC, which I don't think anyone liked that.
I mean, okay, but hold on. It wasn't actually gated. I mean, wait, did they release DLC later that changed the ending?
Yeah, kind of. I think a better example for gated would be
because I remember
Wrath.
Yeah, I agree with Azura's Wrath.
That's also
Wrath was gated.
Because I thought the DLC part for Mass Effect is like they released an update because it was so shit.
Yeah, it was.
But I thought that was DLC that people had to pay for.
Oh no, it was free.
It
was free.
Mm-hmm.
People were absolutely pissed.
Either way,
it was still a good example.
Of the game.
I never finished Mass Effect 3. I don't have to go too much of a tangent. It just got to like, whenever I play Mass Effect 3, I always play 1 and 2 first. So I get to 3 and I get tired of Mass Effect.
3 is a step down in my opinion. Like I think 2, 1 is okay. 2 is really good, and 3 is just like it's not as good.
What do you guys think is unforgivable? Like beyond just like part of the game until you pay more money for it, like Azura's Wrath.
I mean, my usual soapbox is still releasing an online-only game that completely dies when the server shuts down.
Yeah.
Because it effectively prevents you from being able to enjoy the game, especially if it's a game that you've paid for, not like a free-to-play game or something. Like, you've paid for your right to play this game, and it's up to the dev to decide whether or not, nope, you can't play anymore. It's just gone.
One big thing that bothers me about how to play MMOs, like let's say Guild Wars 2, the expansions are awesome, right? It's fun, but my biggest issue with that game is a lot of the coolest skins, because like a big part of the game is getting skins, right? All the cool skins you get to pay for, and that's annoying because that's all you do at the end game pretty much is collect skins, and you know what I mean. Like you can only collect those powerful gear once.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to get all these skins and stuff, and
yeah, there's the old paywall effect.
Yeah, and then there are some nice skins you do have to actually work for, but like, still, someone's gonna pay $5 and look just as cool as you, and you spend hours and hours grinding this thing out. So that bothers me.
I mean, we can take it a step further in terms of despicable, and that's just sheer pay-to-win mechanics, where somebody who spent more money than you thus has an actual tactical advantage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's an issue too. That is actually unforgivable.
Like that is.
I can forgive Guild Wars, but I cannot forgive that. Yeah.
I mean, it's like I may not be pretty, but this guy's legitimately just kicking me in the face because this person spent more money.
Yeah.
And
That's a big thing in PvE MMOs that don't really have PvP. Like Vindictus, the game Miles loves. You can buy health potions that are just better than regular potions. So you can just buy these awesome health potions because regular potions
they don't even have like a drink time or anything like that. You drink instantly. Oh yeah.
And you could also buy more like extra like free revivals too. You just revive.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I can put something else that's up for extra crap. When you release a game and it turns out to be okay, you go along in the development cycle. Eventually, you just stop caring about the game, and it just goes to a rapid and steady, horrific decline.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as everyone's kind of faded and forgot about the game, you effectively re-release the same game in a quote-unquote better version, try that same nickel and dime scheme again, and then just kind of keep repeating the process. This happened to a game, if I recall, I think Planetary Annihilation did that, where they effectively had the game. And if I recall, those were the I'm trying to remember here if Planetary Annihilation were the Supreme Commander devs, because that's effectively supposed to be like a weird spiritual successor to it. They had the game; it pretty much went into decline, and effectively they just re-released a new version of the game that effectively we have to spend even more money to re-buy the same game,
like Secret World. Well, Secret World I think only had to rebuy it. But
yeah, it was free to play when they re-released it.
I thought that was free to play for a while.
Yeah, but I think they also did there was another. I'm trying to remember because it's like this is the thing with some like early access games too. They'll do that kind of thing. Life is Feudal, if I recall, did that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where Life is Feudal came out, they had the original like kind of game thing. They did work, their development on it. And then they just kind of gave up, re-released it as like this like weird alternate version of it, and then just kind of gave up on it again after a little bit more development.
Yeah.
It's just kind of making people double dip on the same exact game.
Yeah. How do you feel about let's say a game like Destiny, where the game first came out, it wasn't great. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. But when they added the Taken King expansion, it actually made the game really good. Does that bother you? Like that,
Destiny
like game
2 and take all that stuff out?
Oh, well, Destiny 2 is a different story. That's a different beast. There's a different issue with Destiny 2. But,
I mean, I don't mind developers sticking with their game until it gets better.
Well, I guess the more recent example will be what's that game? Not Apex Legends.
No Man's Sky?
No, not No Man's Sky. Not Apex Legends. The other one, their other game. EA's other game came out.
What?
Anthem.
Oh, Anthem. Yeah.
So the EA said they're going to stick with Anthem, and they when they released the game, they knew it wasn't finished. Does that bother you? Like they released a game that wasn't finished?
Well, intentionally releasing unfinished games? Well, yeah, because you pay for what you expect to be a complete product, and you don't get a complete product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had to jump in here.
Wait a year.
This gets me though, because I had to jump in here because like I remember this guy came up with Sonic 06. So people don't know. You should know by now. I'm a giant Sonic fan. I hate Sonic 06 to the like, and that's for me to hate a Sonic game. There has to be something wrong with it because like I played Sonic Boom in one sitting, and like I could find some joy in Sonic Boom. I hate Sonic 06. Like I never finished a single one of the campaigns in that game because I hated it that much. But the discussion came up one time of like, well, the game wasn't finished and they put it out because they just had to put it out at that point, which they've done before with other games and have done since then. And then someone told me, oh, well, you can't judge it because it's not finished. It's not the product that they wanted it to be. But it's like, okay, they still sold it for $60. I could definitely judge this game, even if it's not finished.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I still admire devs for sticking with a damaged product until it gets better. Again, No Man's Sky is one of the more bizarre redemption stories that we've seen in a while.
So it's actually pretty good now. I mean, I never downloaded. I don't know. Like, it's the game. My issue with the game is not it's not the original issues. It's the fact that it's a little too tedious.
Yeah, I mean,
too repetitive.
Yeah, but the issue was still with that launch, though, is just they promised the world, and what you got was kind of this weird hodgepodge. Like, they promised you the literal universe.
Yeah.
And you got a game more disappointing than Spore.
I think my biggest... Okay,
Hold on, no. Spore servers are shut down, so it's not that disappointing.
No, right? but we got to remember, I'm comparing launches.
Yeah. Well, my
Like,
biggest
oh.
issue. Also, I hate those stupid
Yeah,
robots
yeah,
in that
no, that's
game
right.
too. Like you're trying to farm and the robots are attacking you. I'm like, well, why would you put this in the game? It's not a fun mechanic because your shooting sucks.
yeah.
So
What
to
is
be
this?
honest, the robots are a bit of a joke. It's really easy to just murder them all.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's not
annoying.
fun to put tedious mechanics or tedious combat mechanics of all things in what's supposed to be like an exploration type
I
game.
feel like they put combat in it just because it's combat. Space combat's actually fun. Ship to ship combat is pretty good.
Oh god.
But, okay.
But yeah, we're moving on between like what really does
Well, for me, it's not really unforgivable. It's something I hate. I dislike games when they have loot boxes. I don't like games with loot boxes where you don't have all the characters. You get shit for characters you don't own. I hate that.
yes. The unowned. Yeah, that one is not a good one. Loot boxes as a whole kind of, I don't know, there's something that, you guys remember when video games would have secrets and unlockables and cheat codes that you would have to like earn and find
What was
yourself?
this, 2002?
Yeah, but they found out that you can make more money if you just package it separately and deliver it a la carte as DLC.
I just remember one day that cheat codes for, I forget what game, there was cheat codes that were DLC. I think it was Saints Row, cheat codes were DLC.
Oh yeah, it was Saints Row.
Yeah.
I think it was 2.
Yeah, I remember too. Like,
I
that's
do,
ridiculous.
I mean, there was one thing I will say though. About like the whole concept of like cheats and secrets is that thanks to the way that the internet works, you can't really have cheats and secrets as well as you could have back in the day.
I mean, but but I get what you're saying. But even back in the day, you would buy a book that just told you them.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I remember
Or you go
Smash
to a
Bros.
website
multiple
that would
times.
give you viruses, and that's how I got my cheats. I would just go into random websites, click on it, I'd be like, "Oh, what's this? All right."
but yeah, that was the thing though. It's just like
know what you're doing, but
in the early days of the internet, it was just like this, like you go into these like shady ass websites with like 30 ads on them and hope that the cheat code would work. Nowadays, it's like anyone who has a freaking YouTube account will try to tell you about all the hidden secrets they found in this game, including ones that they'll probably try to over embellish as like the top 8 secrets you didn't know about this game.
Man, going on Game Facts, looking at how to
Gotta
find
play
honey
the
Monster
algorithm.
Hunter.
I'm definitely in the process of trying to make a video that does all the parts that are in Team Sonic Racing because it takes a bit to get them all.
Well, here's the thing that gets to me though. Okay, you gotta judge Game Fact walkthroughs by the quality of their ASCII art. That's clearly how it works.
I almost forgot. That was actually the shit. It's like, oh, this guy's got a little Picasso here. He must know this game in and out.
That was how you knew. You went with the biggest file size because it would have the best art and the longest review. So clearly he knew what he was talking about. That's
I think my favorite from back then would have been Animal Crossing, because
man, there was a lot of interesting little guides. Like little guides on how to do like little turnip markets or how to make the most money or like how to get better relationships. I'm genuinely excited for the Switch release of Animal Crossing.
When is that coming out? Because I need to buy a Switch for that.
We'll probably know around E3.
Yeah, there's been kind of.
No, it's crazy. E3 is in like a couple weeks. It doesn't feel like it's coming up already.
It's like 3 weeks.
We're gonna get an episode for E3.
Yeah, we'll actually have an episode before. Look, when BlizzCon rolls around, we'll have more than one in the year. It's crazy.
Oh my god!
Hold on a second. The world is ending.
Yep. I'm gonna check outside the window. Is it just falling? Is everything gonna? No, not yet.
Oh my god.
Not yet.
Alright, let's move on to the news, guys. I'm getting tired. We gotta start this podcast early. Anyway, console players cannot beat the Division 2 raid. Now, I haven't updated it to see if they've beaten it, but the issue was the raid was too difficult for console players. PC players beat it within 6 hours, and console players couldn't beat it.
Look, all right. I don't think that we need to beat down our console-loving cousins any more than we already do.
Hello?
I get it. You know, they play consoles. They're
Well, it's not just that.
the
It's
inferior
physical.
choice. But, you know.
No, it's physical aiming and things like that. Like the way Torbjorn's turret is a little bit weaker on the console because it was able to shoot you when you couldn't shoot it, but on a PC it's not like that because you can shoot turret back. So there's limitations, right?
There's better snap to move aiming in PC because mouse movement gives you more refined control over your cursor and reticle.
Exactly.
The console tends to be a bit more free floating with the aiming reticle and tends to use auto aim as kind of an assistant to help less than accurate shooters out there.
Yeah. Here, let me read some quotes real quick for you guys so you can understand the situation a little better. One player said it's unplayable on console, right? The raid running at 60 FPS is very different than a raid running at 30 FPS.
Oh, yeah, that's
the
a
slow
big
nature and animations make it difficult to mow down multiple enemies. So it's not just saying console players are worse. It's not just a mouse issue. It's the hardware issue, where the game runs better on PC.
I mean, I should mention recently, and this was a few days, they did finally manage to clear it, but it still took them 3 days after the release of the raid for people to actually start clearing it. So they have managed to do it, but you still have the underlying issue of, compared to PC players, they still took longer to do so.
Yeah. So I don't know what I want to say about this, but I just wanted to I thought it was an interesting story to talk about.
No, it's definitely interesting.
I mean, it's an interesting PC console division between how, people are experiencing difficulty with content solely by their peripheral.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that VR will ever be like, oh, this game's easier on VR?
No.
I think what you see is actually that people have more issues with games on VR.
Like,
because of the benefit with VR is going to be that you're going to be able to move faster than you would with a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it will always be the principle of dodging, because that moves real time to you. So you're limited by 3 aspects because of that. Your actual physical speed, the actual clarity of your headset's vision, as well as your own vision to react in time, and the literal limit of your play area, because you could probably dodge if you're in like a big, empty, cleared off living room. If you're in your own bedroom and you've got bed and a desk and not a lot of extra space, you're just going to slam into a closet wall and smash your expensive headset trying to get away from a boss, and it's going to look really stupid.
Yeah, it won't look great.
Make sure to record that.
I was about to say, it's going to look really stupid until the YouTube video gets 10 million views.
Better monetize that, and better not put anything copyright on it so that someone else isn't getting the revenue.
Yeah, they'll put that Numa song on there.
Someone from Estonia is gonna come and sue Romania.
Oh no. Alright, moving on. So this is a little bit old, but we can still talk about it now because our podcast is
whenever we feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's about the cam girls on Twitch. And whether or not it's a big deal.
Okay.
They're technically with the rules. And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was to say, with this topic, I'm gonna be hard moderator. I'll be hard moderator. If it's going too far, I'm gonna jump in. Let's continue.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna talk about the name anyone or
I'm just saying. I like this Twitch channel.
No, it's not even like that. It's not even like that crazy a question I'm just asking. Like, will it bother you guys if people came here just for that? Because the whole idea is that they're not coming for Joe Schmo, right? They're not coming. They're only bringing in extra people, right? But it's also kind of changing the culture of Twitch.
See, I don't say they're bringing extra people. So here's my take, right? I don't mind. And it's just the way it works. There could be a female who's just on Twitter, and because she's female, she gets more followers than someone else who's doing something similar. No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way the world works. There's not that many. There's a lot of guys in the gaming space and not a lot of girls. So it's understandable. So I never mind that. I only started getting a little it only starts annoying me a little bit when it's okay, so your camera is way bigger than the game, which I mean I get why you're doing your hustle. I respect that, but it's a little annoying when other people outside the platform come in and see this and oh, this is the way I have to be on Twitch. I have to be like this person. Or when people were you sub, they're wearing super tiny short shorts. They get up and they write your name on a little whiteboard so you see their ass when they're getting up. So more people will subscribe because they want to see that. That kind of stuff is yeah, that's technically the person's playing the game. They're using their bodies to their advantage. They're taking advantage of a bunch of idiots sitting in the room. You just want that connection that they feel like they have. But then you get situations where someone's mod was donating okay, so the person, I don't know who it was, so I obviously can't give any names, but they were pretending to not have a boyfriend because more people would subscribe and more people would be interested in the stream if they're single, right? So one of their mods was donating a lot of money for a bunch of different stuff. Then it came out that they actually have a boyfriend, and that mod was really pissed and wanted all his money back.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's the thing. Like, my big thing with Twitch is
you believe someone on the internet. Good job.
No, but it's like, I don't know. My big thing with
the
Twitch.
one thing that you're not supposed to do.
No, but like, here's the thing, Mike. You're like, you can say that, but she was definitely taking advantage of the situation because she knew if she did it that way.
But they were all free enough with their money. We're not talking about children here. We're talking about adults.
You're like, you can be an adult and still have. No. But hold on. You can still be an adult and still have different, like, I don't want to go straight to mental issues, but you can have different personal issues. Where, like, this is my thing, what I was always worried about with streaming, is when I started, I was very distant from people, and, like, even more so now in the past 2 years, whatever, I've been working really hard on building community and getting to know people, because, like, I cherish that, but for me, personally, I don't want to take advantage of someone, and I don't want to be taken advantage of, because if I think someone's a friend, I will do almost anything for that person, and I don't want that to happen to someone else for the sake of me in this stream. So, like, to me, like, I can get that, yeah, the people are stupid for falling for it, but where I stand and with my own beliefs, I can't really not forgive, you know what I mean? I can't just completely overlook the fact that she did this in the way that she did, because she knew it would get her more attention.
I mean, yeah, to be honest with you, you're right. But to be honest with you, there's a market for it, and my belief is that wherever there's a market, people should freely be able to.
But that's the thing, right? Why is that now the market on Twitch? It's Twitch.
Because Twitch is just a plot. In my viewpoint, Twitch is just a platform.
Yeah, but the whole thing about Twitch is supposed to be about gaming.
Video games.
Yeah, like I said, I don't care if a girl is streaming and doing stuff. Well, yeah, I have friends who stream.
You also have to remember that there was a time where this podcast wouldn't have been able to be streamed on Twitch because it was just for gaming.
No, we did it anyway.
No, I know we did it anyways, but there was a time where even Twitch was very harsh about only gameplay on their streaming platform, and they have from there. And to be honest with you, they need to, because if they stay with one thing, just like with anything else, just like with the streamers and stuff like that, you can't just stay in one niche for too long. You have to expand, you have to grow, you have to change, because otherwise a business, whether it's a small streamer or the streaming service itself, will eventually come across competition that'll just run away with it.
Okay, so I agree with you, but my thing is, like, so your argument works if we're talking about, like, creative or, like, ASMR being added to Twitch. Well, like, the cam girl thing is not that.
Is that its own genre, or
it's basically becoming one, but it's not like there's a listing for hot female gamers, you know? It's just like
maybe there should be.
People are just streaming, and then, like, I've seen people with League streams where their camera is larger than the gameplay, and that's the point. Like, once you get to that point, like,
who weren't even playing the game, you know, they just had fake gameplay in the background.
Just some Twitch banners, lonely female streamers in your area. Look, man, you have to understand that that's just the way that the market ends up working. It's a very bad downward trend, but the biggest problem with it, as they say in the industry, sex sells.
It does. There's plenty of lonely people.
I know it works, but the thing is, it's like
there's plenty of lonely people who don't want to be caught with, like, you know, streaming porn. So instead, they're like, Twitch.
I mean, but
around the corner, I can just be like, oh, it's ASMR. That's why she's sucking on some weird ear-shaped microphones.
There probably is stuff like that, honestly.
There is stuff like that. I remember we were going through Twitch with my family because my uncle's been getting into it.
Have you ever?
And I was like, oh, ASMR. Let's look at this one. It was an awkward one. I was like, well, nope. That was my mistake for clicking on a random streamer. He has ASMR channel.
Have you ever seen the ones where effectively it's just a girl eating? Like, you're just watching a girl eat.
To be fair, though, we watch Crendor eat and we love it.
I mean, everyone loves the fact that
he gets more views when he goes get.
You gotta prioritize that weed, because I'm not there.
Hold the fuck up.
Crendor's like, alright guys, I'm getting a sandwich. Yeah, Crendor's getting a sandwich.
Yeah, and he'll just walk away, chair empty, still streaming, just the empty chair. Views for like 15 minutes to go and get some
food. His views will go up when he gets a sandwich.
He comes back and his viewers are increased because everyone's because that's what they come to expect.
They come to expect a man leaving for a sandwich.
Yeah. I think that even will put out like I remember like he'll put out like polls and stuff like that to be like, what should I go to get to eat?
Yeah.
Okay, I
get Taco Bell, and he was like, all right.
Okay.
And he leaves to go and get Taco Bell.
I have a question now because I haven't seen any of these, but I just need to know: is it at least a good sandwich?
Probably. Right. He lives in Chicago. He has a lot of choices.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Chicago does have a good amount of sandwiches, but let's not get into sandwich debate just yet here.
No, we don't want to get into that. We
will never get into it, but one day we will.
Podcast episode 20. That's coming in, but yeah.
The whole like premise of just like you kind of like selling your body along with your performance here, and it's in an objectifying manner here. The biggest problem still is just how Twitch enforces these guidelines of they're not technically breaking the rules, but let's be honest, they really sort of are. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things that Twitch really needs to crack down on.
One issue was there was this girl she was selling. It was like, if you will give me bits, I will do squats. And she got in trouble. They said you can't do that for bits, but you can do it for subs. So like it's a weird like gray area, right? It's like
that just seems like that just seems so bizarre and finicky.
Yeah, it's because bits is like donating money to them. So,
but even then, still as subs. But
yeah.
So what you're really saying?
I feel like okay. So I'm gonna come in here with my
subs are a service.
No. But here's the thing: if you do a sub, Twitch is getting direct money on every sub, right? If you do a bit, the person needs to have a bit lying around as well. Here's a bit. That's my cynical side of why they would say, "Oh, but you can't do it for that." But this over here, perfectly fine.
I was gonna say you can't objectify yourself for money unless we're getting our cut.
I
mean, to get on a slightly related topic, there's kind of the reason why some of this really scammy-looking crowdfunding campaigns kind of like you'll see like very obviously unrealistic expectations on a Kickstarter campaign, and somehow it gets ridiculous amounts of money because they managed to market it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wonder, like, why is Kickstarter doing nothing about it? It's because Kickstarter is getting a percentage of all.
Yeah,
of that
they get a cut,
donated.
so why would they do something?
So it's like, why is this like this revolutionary new product that will change the way? Oh, cool! I want to be part of this. I want to try out this new thing. How come I haven't gotten it yet? It's been 8 years. No, well, probably more like 8 months, but still, it's like, oh no, we're still working on it. We'll still do it, and it's just like, well, why is Kickstarter doing nothing to help me? Because Kickstarter has weird laws and rules about how they kind of like set things up, and it's like because here's the thing: people think crowdfunding is effectively like pre-ordering something. It's not.
Yeah.
It's giving people money to help realize their dream.
Product, but they never even had to deliver the product, and Kickstarter even says that.
A huge problem with this is you're effectively investing with no major expectation. Because yes, there's those brackets, but they're pretty much say, if our project works, this is how we'll divvy it up to the people who invested. Mm-hmm. Big problem with that is just effectively, you still go under the whole thing of you can invest all that money in there and it just fails.
Yeah.
And what happens to the money that's left over? That's not going back to you guys. That's still with them.
Yeah.
Kickstarter scams are just absolutely awful as a result of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like but it's under the similar principle though. Like why is this person?
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar as far as the morals go. But the thing is that fortunately, as far as the cam girls thing goes, not are that one weird example of the girl having a boyfriend secretly, which, to be honest with you, I never really understood the. Anyways,
because people want the idea that when they're giving money to the person, they can get with the person. So their donations and stuff is going to help their odds in getting with that person. So when they found out that, oh, they actually have a boyfriend, then there's no chance of me ever getting there. No, I just got scammed.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to how you're investing in a product that you're never really getting back, you're investing in a relationship that will go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. My biggest issue is that I just want Twitch to be about games, and it bothers me. I was watching this girl play Just Dance, but like, it was ridiculous. I was like, the camera was just her. Just Dance was in a little corner, like a small little box. I was like, they're just watching her dance, and like that's the gray area. She's playing a game technically, right? So like, can't stop that. But I don't know. I guess I'm okay with it. I just don't. I'm less okay with the whole like I'm gonna go do squats if you like donate. That's what bothers me. stuff like that. Or like the bending, like Miles said, the bending over to right, like the substance. That's what bothers me.
It's kind of
But
the
if you're, like-
objectifying yourself, and just it's more about you objectifying yourself than actually playing games.
Well, I'm not gonna fault you for being pretty, right? If you're pretty, go ahead, use your. That's fine.
But
But
when
the
that's
also is when you're selling your body. It's what bothers me.
I also don't want it to become a space where if a new female streamer wants to start up and she's self-conscious about herself and she feels like she can't do it because she can't do the things those pretty girls are doing or something like
That's
that.
another issue too.
or conversely, if there is someone out there and then the audience has an expectation,
Yeah, that you should be doing this stuff. Yeah.
and that's also really bad as well. Like that kind of forced objectification and then expectations of objectification.
It's not what we're here. Like girls already get that shit enough. Like Twitch should just be like the games.
Just just play games, have fun, talk with each other about games, or just enjoyable social stuff. Don't just try to treat this like
myfreecams.com or whatever.
clearly, like I mean. Remember when it was just Justin.tv?
Oh, I remember. I remember.
I can't get my old account back because of that. Those bastards.
I carried my account. I remember I was on I came back from a cruise that I was forced to go on with family. And like I remember sitting around and seeing an email.
Sorry.
Okay, no. Okay. Do I have to go into this? You know what? No. You don't know what I gave up for this cruise, okay? You don't know. You don't know.
Wait, Miles, I know exactly what you gave up for this cruise. You made a friggin' PowerPoint for what you gave up on
Yep.
that cruise.
See, Jeff knows the story. Jeff knows the story. I was getting my legendary weapon, and I was forced to go on this thing, and I couldn't play. And because of that, the weapon got delayed, and the guild got upset. I was like, why could you do this? Like, I didn't have any chance of this. Because, they forced me to make a PowerPoint as a gag, because they're going to give it to me anyway, because I was our best ranged DPS. And then it came around to it, and it was like, well, I have to go on this thing. My parents are like, yeah, we're going on this. You have to go. It's like, but I really don't want to. I really want to do this and get my legendary because it's something I really care about. And I won't let the guild down.
Why didn't you bring your laptop with you?
I did, but I could not play. I tried. Trust me, I tried.
Oh, the Wi-Fi was probably shite.
Yeah, so I couldn't play. So we're behind, and the guild got upset at me over that. And it's like I couldn't do anything. And then guess what happened? They decided instead of just letting me finish it because I could have just finished it, and it would have just been a little delayed, but it would have been fine. They decided to pick someone else to go first. So I went from being the first person to get it to the fourth. But the second I get it, I started shitting on everyone again because I was pissed. Very pissed about that situation.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that's less what you lost and more what your guild took away from you.
I still lost something. Still pissed.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Your guild's not supposed to penalize you because you took a day off.
Play WoW anymore.
It wasn't It wasn't a day. It was at least at least a full raid week, if not 1.5.
You do a whole cruise?
It's
That's
sad,
awesome.
but still, you're still slotted for it. That's more your guild's fault than anything else. But yeah,
I'm surprised though they didn't just
argue with you over the downsides of a.
I mean, no, I'm not. Okay, look, I'm saying from the gamer aspect, this is why I didn't like it. When I was on it, of course, I was trying to enjoy and have some fun and not worry about it. I remember on that ship they had Guitar Hero, so I played a lot of Yellow and Bulls on Parade on that, and it was it was with my family, extended family, so I was hanging out with Diera and stuff. But
okay.
I at the time am a nerd, and I wanted my legendary. So there's that. Okay.
I hope you're not looking for sympathy here.
All I know is I'm trying to figure out how they put you to number 4. Wouldn't you just dropped on 2 or 3 at the most?
It was to teach me a lesson. Trust me, I was pretty upset.
How dare you have a life?
I was pretty upset with this.
Was this craft of war?
It's so.
Which guild was this, Smiles?
That was Tuskar.
It was Tuskar?
Yeah.
I thought that they were nice.
Yeah, exactly. You thought it was resurrected. No, it was Tuskar.
I thought it was resurrected too. I'm surprised it was Tuskar.
Oh. Yeah, that's what gets me.
That's the guild with the lady that made you cookies, right?
Yeah.
And the one that we met.
Yeah, she was the one who drove us to BlizzCon, right?
Yeah, she doesn't eat breakfast.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, she did pick us up at BlizzCon. Shit, I forgot. I just remember meeting her there. I forgot.
I'm so mad at you. You're like, I'm gonna be up and get breakfast. And
she picked us up from the because we're just a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah, we couldn't rent a car, so she picked us up from the airport. Right. I forgot about that.
Actually, like normal people, but that's okay.
It was still cool to hang out. And then so I still know. Well, I mean, I haven't talked to her in a while, but I still know Ellie.
She's probably an adult, be doing adult stuff.
I mean, she was an adult then.
Having kids, getting married.
She was already married then.
I know.
We were adults then too. We were like 20. It's still adults.
Adults can get married.
No, we weren't 20 yet. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure we were 20.
I think we were like 19. I don't think we were 20 yet.
Yeah, we were 19. We turned 20 later. Yeah, we were 19 because it was fall. I remember I was mad because I couldn't drink. I wanted to drink with everyone else.
Oh man.
I wanted Shofu to see how cool I was, even though I didn't know who Shofu was, and he wasn't even there.
Wait, what? At what?
What's that?
But I just remember, we're now officially old enough that we can rent a car without the young driver fee. It's like one of the last
so I'm getting a Smash Con. I'm renting a car. I'm gonna go drive there. I'm actually gonna record with Smash Con tomorrow, so I'm gonna make a small little documentary.
Yeah, shit, I can let you use my camera. I was gonna bring it.
I'm gonna get my own camera.
No.
You said make a documentary, but now I'm imagining it as a David Attenborough style documentary. The Wild Smash in its natural habitat.
That's a good idea, actually. Now, I was going to do an expose where I find the truth behind the Smash Brothers game.
Just smash an old GameCube and find like a hidden secret device.
Like, I left my GameCube on for 38 weeks to get Mewtwo.
I still have to edit a vlog I recorded for SmashCon 2 years ago. I still want to put it up because like there's a lot of stuff with like, you know, just known players because I end up meeting a lot of them. So I should still put it up.
I want to go around and ask people. I go around and ask people like, why did you come to SmashCon? Like a Smash Cut.
No, that'd be pretty good. I feel
like
I
want to dress up as Shofu.
Okay. I feel like you should let me go with you though, because I can probably get some people.
That reminds me of that one time that we were at BlizzCon and some Russian lady interviewed me.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I forgot about that.
I still don't know where that upload went, but my voice is out there somewheres.
Maybe we never saw that video. I was too busy staring at.
I don't even know who she was.
Yeah.
She walked up. She asked me how I.
Today of someone at Shofu's house pouring cereal, but the milk first.
Oh yeah.
Got really bad.
That was one of the. That wasn't his house. That was like that was Pokemon Cypher, the last one. So that was in near Pokemon Worlds, where they had an Airbnb.
Why did he do that? Why did he pour the milk first?
I don't know. They kicked him. I remember they kicked him out for that. I remember that.
For pouring the milk first when you're eating cereal.
And they pour cereal.
Speaking of which, he moved to New Jersey.
Yeah, I know. He's riding with me to SmashCon. I figured I'm gonna ride dirty.
I still think about the cereal thing here, and I think I know the theory behind it, but it's still a dumb theory. I mean, some people, because there are some people who do the milk first for other stuff.
You don't know how much milk to put in until you pour the cereal. I think cereal is a limiting factor.
Well, I think the reason why some people might do it is because you want your cereal to stay crunchy, so you only pour a little cereal at a time. Again, I'm trying to think like them. I don't do it like that.
I mean, I just eat the cereal. I don't have milk.
Yeah, well, soy sauce.
What the fuck?
That was one time. One time.
I don't like milk, so I'm gonna put soy sauce in.
I wanted to hear what's that Crackle Pop sounded like. Okay, it was one time.
You know what you could have used instead of soy sauce?
Why would I use water? It was eating cereal with water. I like soy sauce. I like soy sauce.
Why don't you try almond milk or soy milk?
Because I don't want it.
I don't want it. I want my soy sauce in my recipes.
You know they taste different, right?
It was one time.
You just get almond milk like a normal person.
There's nothing normal about almond milk.
Speaking of milk, yeah.
Which is funny, by the way. Those things they're gonna force them to stop calling it milk.
What, almond milk?
Yeah, because technically it's not milk. It's not coming from an animal, so it's not milk.
I mean, they're right. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So the milk industry wants them to change that.
Call it almond juice.
Yeah, something like that.
Almond drink, probably. That sounds a little bit more palatable.
Almond drink in the hood.
That sounds very ebonic, yeah.
Got me some of that almond drink.
Oh, good.
Juiced almonds.
Oh.
Juiced almonds.
Oh, please stop. No. Just almond moisture.
Oh, what about almond blood?
That's metal as fuck.
That came out with my new band's name, Almond Blood.
Take the almonds and you make them bleed.
Oh, almond. We're gonna have it.
Slaughter almonds.
Slaughter the almond in front of his family to teach him a lesson.
And pour his blood in the syrup.
Into mine.
Shove it in Miles' face.
What the fuck?
Eat it. Man, Miles, how come you're such a fuzzy young man? Don't want no Captain Crunch, don't want no Raisin Bran.
What?
Well, don't you know kids are starving in Japan? So eat it.
Just
Don't you
eat
know
it.
when you're full?
Oh, okay. I see where we're going. I was like, wait a minute.
Guys, is there more stuff to talk about? Well, I don't want to talk about.
Just pick one of them. What?
What do you guys want to talk about? I'll let you guys.
Bruh, you're the host.
Should
He's
we-
like, you know what? This hosting thing, I don't feel like it.
Let's do a casual.
Oh,
Should,
my
should we ask my second question that I have up there?
well, I was
my
gonna say-
emergency questions.
Well, I was gonna say there is one thing we probably could do, which is part 2 of what we were talking about last week,
Mm.
which was
Uh-huh.
the fact that the Epic Store had tried to do a sale and then it fucked up tremendously.
Oh yeah, okay. So the story was there's the Epic Store had a sale on a couple games, right? So when you have a sale, usually people buy multiple games.
In more than a couple games, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty big sale.
Not a couple, literally. Couple isn't more than one. But so the guy buys some games, and what exactly happens again, Jeff? Like he gets like fraud inspected. He gets an email from a fraud inspection people, like making sure he actually purchases games and he's not trying to commit fraud.
Well, his account got blocked because he bought 5 games
Yeah, his account
within a
got
short
blocked.
period of time
Mhm.
because they suspected fraudulent activity.
Exactly, because it was an email from the fraudulent activity investigation people.
The big problem that came along lines is the main reason why this happened was because the Epic Store does not have a shopping cart.
Mhm.
Yes.
They do not have a shopping cart, which is one of the most primitive and basic
Asinine.
forms of shopping, like ease of access. Like even sketch ass random websites that will just mail you handmade stuffed squirrels can probably forge a shopping cart,
Yeah.
but the Epic Game Store will not.
Well, the guy who this happened to, he also had 2-step verification on his account. And so, like, it's just ridiculous. So the Epic Store literally just wasn't ready for this.
They just could. I think it was just unprecedented that anyone would buy 5 games on their Epic
Yeah.
Store games account. They never even thought such
Wait,
things could
I mean,
happen.
to be honest with you, that there were some pretty significant like price cuts because it's
It was
pretty much across the
It
board,
was like
and
a
then
flat-
anything over 15 is another 10.
it was going to be like a flat $10 discount on any purchase over $15. But the hugest problem, and this is what adds to the controversy of this, was that it's suspected very highly that they did this without any of the developers' permission. They just abruptly made a store sale, and that was awful because what ended up happening was that multiple games studios were just pulling their games from the Epic Game Store or hiding them because they didn't agree to this sale.
It's
Like-
also because their games weren't out yet. So it's like the ones I saw was like Vampire the Masquerade pull itself. It's not out yet. But if you're selling it at a discount, when it comes out full price, you're like, oh, why'd you hike the price up? So it looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that, you're just like there is as shitty as the Steam sales have gotten, there are reasons why the sale prices are like that. That's because they talk to the publishers and devs and make sure that they get an agreeable price for them so that when the sale comes out, it's at the price they agreed upon, not just, oh, let's just have a sale and put a bunch of our games off for really cheap. Here's a big problem with how they did that sale too. Regionality made certain games way too cheap because of how regional pricing went. So games were like astronomically cheap for some of them because of how that worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Like in
actually
Russia, the game was like one game was like $5 or something like that.
yeah, like you could get
Or
like
5
certain kinds-
Ruskies, whatever they're.
What? No, it wouldn't be 5 rubles. That's actually way too low. Do you know how many? Like
no, I don't know.
No. No. Do you want to know how much a ruble is to US dollar?
How much?
1.5 cents.
Jeez.
Per ruble.
Yeah, 1 Russian ruble is the equivalent of 1.5 cents.
So it's similar to yen in a way.
Yeah, it's worth a bit more than a yen, but that's about it. But that's still just kind of like no.
Yeah, it's not good.
You can't freaking do that.
It's not what you want.
No, and it just kind of goes along because here's the big thing too. That whole your developers are getting more of a cut. Oh, by the way, we're also going to put your game on sale without your permission.
Yeah.
that really ruins a lot of the publisher developer platform trust that you're gonna.
Especially Epic was like trying to build off of it. That was the whole idea.
Yeah,
It's like, hey,
like,
you can trust us.
Yeah, like you can trust us. We're trying to give you a better cut so that you can, keep more of the money for yourselves when a sale is made.
Like we support Terraria. We like that game. Like we like good games.
Well, we support good games, and it's just like,
Waiting for Terraria 2 patiently.
I thought that the entire sale was just from Epic's
like own personal line.
It is, but the issue is
no. I mean, I thought that like they footed the bill for everything.
Yeah, they did. But the issue is like games aren't out yet, and you're selling them at a discount, so you're devaluing the game when it actually comes out.
And not
I
only
mean,
that,
most games at least have like a 10 to 20% discount when they first release, like in the first week. Or
No, most games don't. Most games sell at full price, and then
Hey,
later
well,
on they
games that I
discount.
buy-
On Steam, if you pre-order, sometimes you'll get like a small discount. On Steam.
I was gonna say, like, certain third-party sellers can do that. Like Green Man Gaming does do that as an offer a lot of times, because what they'll do is they tend to cut the margin on their own sale so that they can get the better sale ratios.
But
So-
the way I always see it is the second something goes on sale, okay, if it's on sale and I buy it because it's on sale, that's the price I'm willing to pay for it. Because the sale price. So if it comes out later and I missed the sale, but I saw it was this much money, it's like, okay, I guess I'll wait till it goes on sale again.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree.
I can understand that.
It definitely hinders a lot of general like motivation for it, because it's just a matter of it's only good as what it's willing to be put out at. Like the game's only worth what people are willing to pay for it, and if they see a lower price, they're not going to be willing to pay until that lower price comes back.
Yeah.
So no, I can see where you're getting at here. It's still pretty scummy though. Just even if even if they're footing the bill, even if everything else is going, just to do it without ever even thinking about asking, that's a huge betrayal of trust as a whole. Because even if it's something they would be okay with, just doing it without their knowledge can still cause massive problems for them in the long run because of certain things that may or may not happen. Maybe they were going to plan a sale event of their own. Maybe they were going to have something like, pre-order goodies or whatnot that now kind of get foiled because the sale price kind of made a weird value of like, oh, you should have bought it back then. Now people are pissed.
Yeah.
Because it causes a lot of consumer versus dev thing, while the publishers and distributors are just kind of like just toss their hand all over. It's like, well, I don't know what we did here.
Okay.
All I can say is
Epic Store sucks.
It's not looking good for Epic.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
If you're getting Borderlands on PC, that's where you're buying it.
I mean, that's just what, 6 months. There's a decent chance that it's just going to implode upon starting it up.
It's like 3 or 4 months. I doubt.
No, it's 6 months.
6 months. It's because of September, right? Or am I just not doing that?
No, I'm saying how long it's exclusive to Epic.
Oh, is that it? Only 6 months?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for a while it was actually pulled from the Epic Games Store because I believe that sale controversy, which ends up canceling pre-orders. It's just extra stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those things where you're just gonna have to deal with the fact that this is a shoddy-ass platform. I'm personally gonna wait because from all I've seen that the Epic Store has brought, it's not palatable. This is not something that I should really grit and bear through, especially because there's going to be a bunch of other people that are going to play it on Steam, and then what am I going to do with my Epic Store copy of Borderlands? I can only play with other people who bought the Epic Store version, and it's just not a good prospect.
Why I'm getting it on console because I like playing it there anyway.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see if I can get on PS4. I mean, Michael has one. You have one. Jeff doesn't have one though.
No, I probably won't be playing with you guys. I'm sorry, man.
That's fine. Yeah.
Tell me how good it is from the land of the consoles here.
We're playing with Ryder. I don't want him to play with Ryder.
What?
He's gonna bring up dead babies.
He has when we met last time. You brought that up more than he did.
But he still thought about bringing it up.
I don't know if that's how that works, especially if you're the one bringing it up more, which means that was you thinking.
All he talks about is just dead babies. I'm like, all right, guy.
feel like it was one time and like a random off comment. Victor has never let this go.
You need to calm down with these dead babies. Let them die.
Like, wait a minute, hold on. They're already dead. 2, that night you only mentioned 2 things, which was dead babies and Bowser maids.
That's all you think of Ryder and Drew is those 2 things.
That's how I remember which one's which. One's the Bowser main, and one's the dead baby.
What do you mean which one's which? You kept asking which one was which the entire night.
Wait, which one's the dead baby lover?
The shorter one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that was right. Ryder who made like
That was
one
right.
joke that you still can't. Like Drew doesn't even main Bowser anymore. Ryder doesn't even make dead baby jokes anymore. But that's the only thing you're gonna remember them for.
He doesn't do them anymore. How do you know he doesn't make them anymore? Maybe he does when he's not with you. He does them in secret. Private dead baby lover.
He just sits there to himself and is like, dead babies.
Just
Nick, how do I know you're not doing that when no one else is around?
You don't trust anyone. This is the internet.
So what we were saying is,
when a girl is streaming with like short shorts and she says she doesn't have a boyfriend, don't trust it.
Yeah.
See, that's not even the worst thing. Do you guys know? Do you remember the worst
Never
thing
seen
happened
my
on
face.
Twitch?
You don't know who I am.
For someone?
Sniff?
No.
wait, what?
No. That's just bad for that guy. the worst thing was like a guy was pretending to be paralyzed.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I remember
no,
that.
I
He
remember
got
that.
up. Yeah.
And then on stream he stood up.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Like
That's
that.
awful.
That was
Cliff-
real
Cliff-
bad.
You
Clearly,
ever see the one where a fire starts in the guy's house and he's like asleep on the street?
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
I didn't know he was
talk
asleep. I
about-
know there's one where it started and like
Oh, you're talking about the
he-
Japanese guy who was
Yeah.
playing with the lighter.
yeah, he like
Yeah.
I thought he like threw a cigarette and then it like
No,
started a
There's
fire.
multiple ones.
No.
I just seen that one too.
Like he was playing with the lighter, something caught on fire. He chucks it in the bin with his other lighter fluid soaked paper towels.
yeah.
That catches on fire. He starts smothering it, which almost did something until he started running out to go get a bowl of water. And then the fire just kept growing to the point where it was too big to smother normally, and the water was too small, and he just kind of fucking books it. Like,
It's almost. That's gonna be funny, but it's just all being recorded.
because the thing about it was he kept almost getting it out. Like, if he kept smothering it, it would have gone out completely. It would have been fine. You know, if he had bothered getting a bigger thing, because when you're getting water for a fire, always get more than you think, because it's way better to overdo it than to underdo it when it comes to smothering a fire.
3 Eagle Scouts here.
2 of them need to get their stuff still.
Nope.
One of them hasn't gotten a fireman yet.
You can't walk in. We're too old. We can't just walk in.
You're alumni. You can go there. You are an alumni of the school. You can definitely just walk in.
Will recognize us.
They're gonna call us. They're gonna call the cops as soon as we step foot in that school. They're gonna be like, "Hey, do you have a kid? No. Bang! You're dead."
You're an alumni of the school. You definitely just walk in.
Doesn't matter if you're an alumni. Where have you been the past 5 years?
Apparently in a very much safer area than you.
It's school shootings are rare. Let's not talk about school shootings.
Wait a minute, hold on.
babies.
Wait, goddamn, this was from you. This was from someone who had a gun up to him before.
Wait, who? You?
Yeah. I got robbed at gunpoint once.
Wait, what, at the
I was
the
in
bar?
Philly.
Oh, in
when I was
Philly.
up in
I think you
Philly,
told
when I was
me
going
this.
back home. Yeah, I walked back home and literally like on the street, like I could literally see my apartment right up there, and I just get jumped by 2 guys holding a gun up to me. I lost like 40 something bucks for my wallet, my cell phone, which was an HTC One, by the way. That was actually a nice phone, damn it.
Uh huh.
They actually had the forethought to put speakers on the front. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And some earbuds. And this is the dumbest thing that I never thought anyone would steal: a TI-84 calculator.
I said that's $100 right there.
yeah, you know, it's
No, but I didn't think they had the forethought to know that calculators were expensive enough that you should just steal that and
Oh,
sell
they're
it.
intelligent criminals.
No, they weren't.
I was my uncle wanted me to do stand up at one point, so I was working on a bit about getting robbed at gunpoint, but like millennials, how they rob each other now. It's like through the Cash App. So the guy would be like, "What's your fucking Cash App?" And you're like, "My battery's dead. I got chargers." He takes you to charge your phone. He still robs you.
Motherfucker, you better give me your Venmo before I have to pop a cap in your ass.
The fuck's your Venmo, huh?
But the
Matter
reason
of fact, Facebook it because I get that instantly. No surcharge.
Oh yeah, they start showing off their Facebook account.
Give me the Facebook.
But no, the reason why I said they weren't that great because they were rifling through my backpack trying to get anything else that was useful, and they kind of just skipped over my iPad that I had in my backpack at the time, and I was like, oh, well, at least I still have
thieves
this.
don't rob iPads.
They don't take iPads.
we
We take calculators. We take calculators. We use the earbuds. You see, cell phones make sense. You know, cash makes sense. Calculators are one of the weirder things.
One of my favorite skits online. It's from I think his name's Griffey, something like that. And he's getting robbed, but he has no money. And he like a tear falls from my eye, and the robber is like, you hungry? You want like some money? Like I feel like the robber feels bad for him. He's like, I'll go buy you a sandwich if you want some food or something. Like, come on, man, let's maybe become friends. Well, anyway, I think it's time to blow this popsicle stand.
Actually, I do have a quick question for you guys. The Epic on the Epic sale that you guys want to buy, because there's quite a few stuff on here.
I haven't looked at it at all.
I mean, the thing that comes down at the end of it is just that I would like to buy some of those games as a whole, but just not on their platform.
Yeah,
like,
that's the issue.
Like, yeah,
I mean, like, would you guys be interested in Ashen, that's in no way going to be coming to Steam?
I mean, at that point, if I want to go that, I just take what is known as the free sailing platform.
Here on twitch.tv/McDareth, we do not advertise or promote this kind of behavior.
No, I'm saying I'd rather do that and then just hand the devs the money directly.
We do not advertise or promote this kind of behavior. Don't ban me, Twitch.
I don't know. I'm not too against using a different platform because I'm all for the.
But I was gonna say, in all seriousness, though, if I would just wait until it comes out on Steam and then just pay the actual money for it, like.
Mm-hmm. My biggest issue is how are they gonna like? Are they dividing up the player base with like multiplayer games? That's what I care about.
That is a problem, especially because a lot of times when you're doing this, you're not really going to compromise and do cross-platform multiplayer, which is shitty because PC should not be a platform that has division like this.
Because there's already division between the Microsoft Store.
I know there's division too, and
oh my god, I hate it.
Gosh, it's just
you son of a bitch. You know what exactly you did there.
I know exactly what I did. You know exactly.
Well, we'll see. Like single player games, like excuse me. I don't care. Like I'm gonna buy it at the cheapest place, similar to shopping like Target and Best Buy and all that stuff. Like that's what I think is good about this. It's like the whole like Steam is a monopoly. That's not good. That Steam has everything. That's not a good thing.
It's the thing about the monopoly though. It's like versus like, it's dependence and convenience.
Yeah.
Like I don't. But again, the thing is at the end of the day, it's not about whether or not. They need competition. It's just about like when you're going to make a competitor, you need to have a good, serviceable product to compete.
Yeah, it's not there yet.
Like if there's a sandwich restaurant in town and they make the best sandwiches, but you want to make your own sandwiches, and you literally just have 2 flip-flops and a ragged slice of ham, I'm not going to eat there just because I support competition. I need to eat at the nice sandwich place, and if someone makes another place and they make decent sandwiches, then I'll eat there too. But I gotta have a decent sandwich.
But I think the metaphor would be more they both have M&Ms. But when you buy M&Ms at one store, they might take it back and hold it for you for a little bit and say, we don't trust your money.
You can only buy one M&M at a time.
You can only buy one M&M at a time.
And they call your credit card company when you buy 6.
Oh no, they charge. They run your credit. But all right, guys, it's all good.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, all right, guys. So things are winding down. Miles, where can people find you?
What?
New Jersey.
No. So you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere at McDareth. Yes.
Do not dox the man.
That has happened. Let's not do that.
Dang it.
Jeff, where can they find you?
You can probably find me on Twitter at Flubinator. On Twitch, not doing anything at all at BGFluba. That's FLOOBA. And I mean, hey, if you guys want to hit me up on Steam and play a game or something, probably that'll be fine too. That's just Fluba. So yeah, just look for the guy with an unusually large amount of games in his library, and that's probably me.
Right,
if you see a
Mike.
screenshot from Sonic All Stars Racing Transformed and it looks like there's a million icons at once, that's definitely me.
Michael, where can they find you?
I am me name on anything that matters. I don't stream or tweet or do anything, so
You don't say all that every week.
Should definitely start tweeting.
well, stop asking me every week.
You could definitely fix this problem. Like, you're like, I don't do these things. Why do you keep asking me? It's not like you couldn't like do something and start fixing this.
Don't worry, Mike. You can come over to my side and not tweet with me.
I don't want people to talk to me.
What? Then why are you here?
I'm here because I like talking to people, not because I like people talking to me.
Oh my god. Alright, anyway, you can find me at Being the Victor on everything. And also you can find our side channel, which is called, I forget the name, Miss Input.
You forget the name?
Our side channel, Miss Input, where we play games. Sometimes well, usually not.
I think we did fine. You just didn't let me finish Darksiders.
I don't man. We're not even like a fifth through that game.
Good. That's a bunch of content.
Oh my god. Alright, good night people. Thanks guys. It's been real.
Take care.